morning. You are listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Segal Network. Our show is sponsored by Abeles and Hyman. We taste better. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Naomi Nachman. I'm about all the food all the time. I love food. I love to shop for it, cook it, eat at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a kosher personal chef. My business is called the Aussie Gourmet. I give cooking classes. I cater for people for Shabbat, for Yom Tov, small parties. Anytime you don't feel like cooking, you can give me a call. But I also like to hear about your cooking adventures as well as sharing of my with you. You got to share it back with me. So I'd love to hear about your adventures and what you made, and I'll give you something about me if you give me something about you. So you can email me at naomi@nachumsegal.com. You can find me on Facebook at theaussiegourmet.com. Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, all those social media outlets. And I've even got a website with a newsletter, theaussiegourmet.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter, and I'll send out one a week with some recipes and great ideas and what's coming up next on Table for Two right here. So if you eat it, share it. I think that's a good little catchphrase that we're going to do. So a little bit about my cooking adventures that we had this week. I went to the Mets game for Father's Day with my husband. We surprised him, me and my girls. We have 4 daughters, and we thought what would be a great way to celebrate Father's Day is go to, my husband's a Met fan, so we went to Met Stadium. What do you call it? I'm sorry, Citi Field. You see that I'm still a bit of a foreigner. So we went to Citi Field. He'd never been there before, and it was so much fun. Of course, in my family, and me being the foodie, you don't go anywhere with like, where's the closest kosher food? Because always talk about the soggy sandwiches. There was no way I was taking sandwiches and schlepping them, and we didn't even know if they let us into the stadium with them. We knew that, they happened to have taken away our sunscreen, so I'm glad I didn't buy bagels and drinks to bring with us. They may have taken that away too. So, of course, I know that there's kosher food there. I've spoken about it with our guest, Esty Berkowitz, who has a very big blog as well, and she always talks about where kosher food is. And now we stood online and we got these delicious hot dogs. Now, when I'm standing online, I'm thinking, I watch them grill the hot dogs. I'm like, excuse me, what brand are they? And they're like, Abeles and Hyman. I'm like, yes! So I'm like, shout out to you, Seth. We ate these amazing, a little pricey at the game, hot dogs, but we had grilled onions on top and we smothered them in ketchup. My mouth is watering even though it's 9 o'clock Friday morning. Absolutely delicious. So it was definitely pricey, and they also had some sausages and knishes, but it was the most wonderful, wonderful Father's Day present. Not another mug, even though the mugs aren't great, and a keychain and this and that, but it was really a beautiful experience. Some of my girls weren't so interested because they had finals and they were studying, but we had a really wonderful day topped off by getting to eat kosher hot dogs in our seats. So that was awesome. Okay, coming up this Sunday, remember, hopefully the weather's going to be great as it is, we've had some pretty nice days this week. So let's hope that, it'll be nice for Sunday at the Long Island Kosher Barbecue Competition. We had guest last week, Michael Glickman. So this Sunday, if you don't have a wedding or a bar mitzvah, I actually have a wedding, but I'm going to make sure I leave him plenty of time. I know that I'll have plenty of time to get to our friend's wedding. But check out the Westbury. It's in Westbury, Long Island. likosherbbq.org. Again, likosherbbq.org. In Westbury, it's free admission. There's food for purchase. There's little nibbles of food that you can get there of the barbecue food. It's a great event. I'm going to be one of the judges. So excited. So I hope to see everyone on Sunday, I think from 11 to 3. But just check those details again. Next week, Table for Two is going to be live from Gourmet Glatt. Yay! We spoke about that last week. It's going to be an amazing show. Guests will be Jay Buchsbaum, Honey Apfelbaum, who is busy in Brooklyn. I know, how exciting is that? She's actually coming, not to the studio, but actually out to Gourmet Glatt. So excited. Belinda Strauss from kitchen-tested.com. Alan Kornblum, going to join us live from Gourmet Glatt from Great Coastal Restaurant Magazine. So I really hope I'll see everyone there. And, of course, our sponsor for our show, Seth Levitt's going to be there. And we'll hear from Howie Klugsbrunn, who runs the ordering department in Gourmet Glatt. So we've got a really, really exciting show next week. And, of course, today is going to be action-packed. I have actually a giveaway. My giveaway is by my guest, who is my first guest, who is Leah Shapira. I know everyone's been asking when I'm going to be having her on. Leah Shapira has written at least 4 cookbooks. She's going to come on. I'd like to welcome Leah Shapira. Leah, are you there?
Yes, hi, Naomi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me on Friday morning. I know it's a little bit hectic, and I know you couldn't come into the studio on a Friday from...
I know, but next week actually sounds exciting at Gourmet Glass.
I know.
Yeah, I should have joined that, huh?
If you could come in, if you could make it in live 9 a.m. from New Jersey to Long Island, that's quite a schlep. But thank you for joining me here today. And I was in touch with your publisher, and she's got a giveaway of your amazing Dairy Made Easy cookbooks. So
all right, wonderful.
So if anybody wants to be in the drawing for this, I will announce the winner next week at Gourmet Glass. So you'll still be with us because we're going to mention your book again.
All right, great.
So it's Naomi at NachumSegal.com if you want to win Leah Shapira's Dairy Made Easy cookbook. Okay, go. Let me see those emails flood in. Thank you, Leah, for joining us today. Your book is incredible. Another yet incredible cookbook.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So your publisher made contact with me and they said, would you like to try one of Leah's new books that's about to come? I'm like, hello, of course. It's wonderful. My favorite, can I just tell you what my favorite one was? The one with the goat cheese dressing.
Oh, that's Victoria. Victoria wrote that recipe. Yes, it is. It's a great salad, and it's light and it's easy to eat, and it's perfect for the summer.
Yeah, great. And especially now, we're eating a lot of meat because it's the barbecue season, but we're balancing it out by eating a lot of dairy, and we've got the 3 weeks coming up.
Right, and I always say, even though you're eating barbecue for supper, what about lunch or breakfast? No.
Right. We actually have a segment called What's for Dinner, but I find the most important meal of a week, is what's for lunch on Friday afternoon, right? Your kids come home from school at 12 o'clock and they're starving.
And it's a long, long day.
Right now, it's crazy. So my kids last week grabbed your book and started cooking things out of that cookbook.
All right, so you had a messy meat side and a messy dairy side.
It was my kitchen, I thought, and I have someone helping me on Friday in the kitchen. I thought they were going to kill me, but my kids ate this delicious whatever concoction they were making and the salad with that. We're obsessed with goat cheese. So they made that salad. It was amazing.
All right, great. Actually, this book is part of a series.
Yeah.
Right, it's called the Made Easy series, so it's actually the 4th book in the series. We started with Passover Made Easy last year.
Yeah.
We had starters and sides. And we have kids cooking.
Yep.
That came out Hanukkah, and that's really a great gift for any 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds.
I've given a lot of bat mitzvah gifts.
Right, perfect bat mitzvah gifts. And I actually have the boys in my neighborhood also cooking from it, so it's really great boys gifts too.
That's really cute. Wonderful.
Yeah, they call me up. They're like, Mrs. Shapira, do we have to take out the seeds? I'm like, what are you talking about? Right, they're really cute, and they've cooked through that.
That's very cute, especially summer, in the kids are home a lot. There's nothing to do, especially, the next week or so. There's a lot of time between camp and school. School and camp, I should say.
Right.
And
so my girls came home one day. They said they're bored. They each had one friend, so there was 4 girls. And I said, okay, choose whatever you want as long as you clean up. And they made the hot pretzels from Kids Cooking Made Easy, and that actually saved me one, so that was really nice. How
nice of them.
And the kitchen was not too bad, so they get to cook again.
Okay, good. I always say packing up is part of the process, so,
Right.
So let's talk about, this is the 4th one in the series. My favorite of your books, not that I don't love all of them, is your original cookbook, Fresh and Easy.
Right, that seems to be popular just because I think it has so many recipes. You're always going to find something you like.
It's a never fail. I have opened other cookbooks and I've made things, and I once made something from Martha Stewart that was a flop. I have never, ever had a flop from any of your books. They are just each recipe. And people talk about how it's simple, it's easy, it's fresh, and it's fabulous and easy,
Right, yeah, and I really try to test it as many times as I can. I have some, friends and family in Israel that also test some of the recipes, just because I'm actually scared of somebody calling me up and saying that something flopped.
Right.
So we really try to test it as many ways and to try to get, and if it does, if something did not work out for something, then usually I can say, look, I've tested it, a minimum of 3-4 times. So we've tried in different kitchens, and, it might have been something wrong with your oven or something you did,
Right. Everybody's in tune with their own oven, and everybody's oven's different. So you have to, have a little bit of, difference.
Right. I'm always worried that my oven has to be perfect now. If I'm writing the recipe, we got to have the thermometer in the oven to make sure.
Right, exactly. Now, so after Fresh and Easy came your Pesach cookbook, which was so nice because, Susie Fishbein had a great book and that was out there for a long time. And then in comes your amazing cookbook.
Right, and for me, Pesach is a lot about, not using processed ingredients and, using really the basics. So that's what I did the book about, really, like, basic ingredients. You don't have to have complicated things.
Right, and, it's a nice lesson for the whole year almost because there's not a lot of processed food in it.
Right, and it is in fashion right now, to eat healthier.
Yeah.
So that works.
Okay, wonderful. Then there was Soups and Starters, and then the kids' cookbook, and now we've come to Dairy Made Easy. Okay, so how many people are testing the recipes? Do you have like one person direct?
No,
you said you had family.
Depends on different recipes.
Right,
everybody according to their taste buds.
Do you have a team meeting? Do you have a team meeting? Or they just give you feedback?
Meeting. I have Victoria and I. We both test the recipes, and then we have different family and friends that we just regular home cooks. And that's what we want to use. We want to have,
regular home cooks.
Just like somebody that's going to buy the book, that's who should be testing the recipe.
Okay, cool.
And do you want to hear about our next book?
That was one of my questions. What's coming up next? Because Art Scrolls put in these out, Masora Publications, correct?
Right, yeah, and they're a really wonderful publisher to work with.
You're so lucky. That's amazing. What a blessing for you. Okay, so what is coming up next? And then we're going to talk a little bit about your blog.
Right, so what's coming up next is actually what on my head right now because it's going to print soon. It's coming out for this coming Hanukkah. It's called Secret Restaurant Recipes.
Oh, wow. Is that okay, you'll have to explain further because I'm fascinated.
So I think most people, they love going out to eat.
Me?
It's not, I always say it's not always about the food, although the food is a big part about it, but it's about somebody else cooking for you and it's about the ambiance and the time you spend.
Right.
But usually when you go out to eat, you always come home and say like, oh, I wish I could recreate this sort of dish at home, right?
Right.
So I thought, why try work so hard? Let's get to the chefs and get to restaurants, and they should each give us their top secret restaurant, their recipe, top secret recipe.
Okay.
So we approached
who have you got? Who are the?
Over
can you
60
say
restaurants, and
can you say who?
They gave us fabulous recipes. We've tested them. We have beautiful photography, all the same photographer.
Who's your photographer?
We cook the food in our house. We styled it the way we want to. Sometimes like the restaurant, sometimes like how you would serve it at home. And we just had so much fun doing this because it's just so different. Every chef comes with his own unique techniques, his own unique ingredients that he likes to use, and it's really going to be fabulous.
Who did your photography?
We have a team from Israel, Daniel Laila and Amit Farber.
Beautiful. And okay, can you give us some secrets? Like who's going to be in the book? Can you reveal
All right,
some names?
Name a restaurant.
Sorry?
Name a restaurant.
What's it called? Prime Grill.
Yep, we got a recipe from them.
They
gave us actually a dessert. They have their own cookbook, so we didn't want a recipe that was ready in the cookbook.
Okay, of course.
So they gave us a dessert that's served in all the prime
the Prime Hospitality Group.
Exactly.
Okay, La Marais.
La Marais, we have a steak.
Oh, of course. Oh, I can't wait to try that one.
All right, now I'm scared you can name a restaurant we don't have.
Okay.
But, we have from Brooklyn, Glatt à la Carte, Orchidea. We have Chagall, I think it's in Brooklyn. Yes.
Chagall, yeah. What about Paradis?
Paradis gave us a great little cake.
Good for
him. That's like a base.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we have from Basil. They're French fries and they're with a Parmesan on top.
Oh, don't. Oh, God,
with
I
that
cannot
truffle oil dip.
Oh, my God. Leah, this is so exciting because, we could really, use, of course, and I'm not being sarcastic. We all love cookbooks for Hanukkah presents. I know I do. And my audience here are foodies, so it's very exciting to be able to get a new cookbook with all the restaurant recipes in it.
Yes, and really a lot of favorite recipes. And we're not just sophisticated. We do have a couple of sandwiches and salads and soups and pizzas and different things. We actually have a pizza from Posh Tomato that's also in Brooklyn.
Oh, nice. Oh, I have to go try some of these out.
I never actually got to eat there.
Yeah, Leah, let's go. Road trip, me and you. Where are we going?
All right, well, babysitters first.
Okay, I'll hold the babies. I like that. My kids are big. I miss all the little babies. So I'll hold the babies while we eat our pasta.
So I was like, okay, if I can't get to there, at least I should have a recipe from them.
Excellent. Oh, wow, that's great. I'm really excited about that. Okay, can we just talk about your amazing blog? Because I find it really interactive also, right? That you can comment and post and on other people's recipes and all that. It's not just, a recipe that goes up, and have recipes gone up that haven't worked. That was my because you've got we're talking about recipes that are in the cookbook that are all triple recipes. Is everything on Cook Kosher tested by you?
Okay, so it works differently, Cook Kosher. So the idea of Cook Kosher was back in 2004.
Okay.
I was living in Israel at that point.
10 years ago. Wow. It's been up that long.
And I used to, I joined this food group, and I said, I'm making sheva brachas and I need some help. And they weren't really, most of the group was not Jewish. There was one Jewish woman there, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So then I was like, we need a kosher community where people can talk. So the recipes, each person gets to post their own recipes. We don't test them, but you can rate it. You can rate it 1, you can rate it 2, up to 5. And you don't have to be embarrassed to rate it. It's anonymous. So if you didn't like the recipe, you can give it a bad rating.
So you should look for high ratings.
Right. So there's many people that do make the recipes and they just forget to come back and rate it. So if anybody's listening, go back and rate a recipe that you like.
Good. I should do that on my blog. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. It's a very nice idea.
And in some of the Made Easy books, we've chosen a few recipes sometimes in the book that we loved so much from the website that we published, and then we sent a free cookbook to the person that sent us.
Oh, that's very nice.
Right, so we've gotten some amazing ideas from the website.
Yeah,
I think home cooks are such creative, amazing cooks, and you can get the best idea. They're usually slightly more practical than chef, recipes and things like that.
Exactly. I like that you had that video about how to make cream cheese. I thought that was brilliant. It was short, sweet, easy, and I'm like, wow, I could do this.
Right. So we have a couple of videos. We actually have a challah video that has, I should check how many views.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Okay. And how do people see that? Because it is Friday, and people might want to see how Leah Shapira does it.
YouTube / Cook Kosher.
So YouTube / Cook Kosher. And if, we are also videoing this interview now, and Leah's on the phone. You can't see Leah, but you can see me. And my other guest, who will be Jay Buchsbaum from Royal Wines. We're going to have a little bit of a wine tasting. So we should definitely get you in when Jay's here also. And also we're going to be having Javi Katzman from New York Pasta. She actually makes a pasta, and you can buy it frozen in some of the supermarkets here.
Oh, that's great. Then you can just add your own homemade sauce.
Exactly.
And actually, we did that in the Dairy Made Easy cookbook. We did a short little guide for quick sauces.
I love that. Everything in that cookbook, and then we're leaving back to the, I want to go back from the blog back to the cookbook. It's just unbelievable how you have all the in the side, in the columns, all the little tidbits, and I like how you have the cartoon characters of you and Victoria. It's so adorable.
Look, I think at the end of the day, people buy cookbooks and they maybe try a couple of recipes, but people buy cookbooks because they enjoy reading it.
Okay. No, I think it's really wonderful.
It's a great bedtime book.
You are so super talented, and I just love watching the growth of your whole cookbook enterprise, and it just, you should go from strength to strength and keep us, well fed.
Well, that's going to be your job now.
Okay, I talk about it, you write about it. There you go.
Who's going to cook it?
I know, right? Well, I can cook it for them. People can invite me to cook your recipes. Actually, people do that. They'll open up to a cookbook and go, can you make this for us? I'm like, sure, with pleasure. Great. Yeah, it's cute.
That's really fun.
All right, so have a great Shabbos.
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Thank you. And if you want Leah's cookbook, Naomi@NachumSegal.com, send me an email. I'll put you in the drawing, and we will pick it out next week when we are live from Gourmet Glatt. Thank you very much, Leah Shapira.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, bye. Thank you, Leah. Thank you for joining us on today's show. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Segal Network. Our show is sponsored by Abeles and Hyman. We taste better. Okay, we are having a very, very busy morning. Can I keep going? Is it okay? All right, I'm getting a nod here. My studio is all of a sudden getting very busy because we got a lot going on here this morning. As I had mentioned earlier on, I'm just going to tell the guys, my guests that have just walked in, we're not actually going to pause the recording. I'm going to just bring you everybody in as we keep going, because I think this might be a lot of fun to do it this way, ZK. You just let me know if there's a little issue. He's the main man, ZK, engineer extraordinaire, and he can keep my show running while everyone's coming in. I just want to talk a little bit about who these wonderful guests are. Jade Buchsbaum, as I said earlier, is the marketing genius of Royal Wines. and I have a few guests. He has brought a few guests along with him. We have he brought in I can't even introduce you properly because I don't have the names yet. Jay, you want to grab a pair of earphones because there you go. Jay's getting everyone ready. We'll get the camera. Jay's getting his ears
This is
off.
really cool. You got a little
Hey, Jay.
tripod there.
Okay, we got a whole thing going here, and it moves around now, so we become very interactive. I've Joshua Greenstein. Well, I know Josh there, and I have Arnon Geva. I researched you this morning. I was busy Googling you this morning. I was Googling all the wines that you make. I saw that you had a lot of red wines.
Yes, and we have one delicious wine.
White onion. He knows he has to bring in white for me. Okay, so I've got the team from Kerem here, and in the back room, in the back of the studio, I have Javi Katzman, who is preparing a pasta party for us. So not only are we going to be drinking wine, we're also going to be having some pasta. So I hope you're all set. So I bought a tablecloth today, and we're going to be having a fabulous pasta party right here in the studio. So we had Leah on this morning talking about food and her amazing cookbook. Let me just check with the team at the back. How are we doing at the back? So whenever you're ready, just come out. Okay, and just grab a seat and we'll get this going. I'm going to introduce the first group. If everyone could please write their names down. Jay, I'm going to ask you to do this. You're going to see this is kind of like a bit behind the scenes. Like behind the scenes.
Pretty cool.
Right? It's great. Jay, can you write down everybody's name and title that you've brought in with you?
Yes, sure.
And then Javi, you're going to write your name and title and what, your company and all that. Okay, Javi and Moshe Katzman and the New York pasta party that we're about to have. Okay, great. So welcome everybody. Here, we can go with you first. Okay.
I came especially from Israel.
I know. Thank
for
you.
this show.
I know, and I'm very excited that you're here. So you make this one. This is your company.
Yeah, basically my background goes 21 years ago. I started Domaine du Castel, a small boutique winery near Jerusalem with the family of Ben Zaken, which is a very successful boutique winery, very well known, recognized. And today, last year we launched our new boutique winery. It's called the Montefiore Winery. We're making wines in Jerusalem, and it's a Mediterranean style of wines.
Okay, how does that differ from non-Mediterranean wine?
The varietals that we're using are more Mediterranean varietals and less international varietals. We try to put in the wines more efforts to get the taste of the terroir, which is actually the soil.
Yes.
The holy soil.
The holy soil. We have the holy soil, the holy terroir of Eretz Israel.
And this winery belongs to the heritage of Montefiore family. It's the 5th generation of Moses Montefiore. And we're actually celebrating the 150th anniversary of Mishkenot Sha'ananim. This was the first neighborhood built outside of the old city walls.
Oh, okay.
When that land was originally purchased by Moses Montefiore, it was known as Kerem Moshe. It was actually the first vineyard which was planted in Jerusalem last 200 years ago.
And that's where
our winery is situated in the Judean hills, but we have a tasting room near the windmill, which is facing the old city, close to the Holy Wall.
I'm just upset that I can't go to the restaurant that used to be there called Mishkenot Sha'ananim.
Why?
This day
What
there's a
happened?
new
Doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Today there is a new restaurant there called Turo, which is Glad Kosher, and it's a beautiful
road trip. We're going on a road trip.
Road trip.
Yeah,
road trip. Okay, Nachum and Kerem, let's go. Okay, Jay, this is wonderful. Thank you.
I'm just very excited to have this food.
Yeah, we're going to have a great
And I drink
time.
this wine all the time, and it's wonderful.
let
but
me
man,
tell you,
to
my
be able
friends-
to pair it with this fabulous stuff
Pasta.
you came in, and the whole. You can't. When did they have smelly radio?
I
I
know.
say that.
Grab a
It
seat,
sounds
guys.
negative, but
All right, now what we're going to do is we have 35 minutes to do our amazing show. Okay, so Jay surprised me yesterday by telling me that he's going to be coming in with wait, where's all my papers? Okay, with a very special winemaker from Israel, and then of course I googled you guys this morning to get some more information. Okay, so why don't we grab a seat? Javi, can we get Javi a little bit? Maybe we need to scooch up. Javi, do you have your headset there? Javi has got pasta. So while Jay's opening up his wine, we're going to have a little bit of a chat to Javi. Hi, Javi. Hi. Wait, where's your microphone? Okay, we're going to give you that, and you guys will share this. Okay. Hi, Javi.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. We had a few little tiny technical difficulties. Have we got Javi on the camera? Okay, we're going to get Javi on the camera. I said, I always want my guests now. Be pretty because we got her and you look smashing. We've got Javi and Moshe from Brooklyn, New York. And Javi contacted me actually through my friend Chaya Frischman. Shout out to you, Chaya, of Fruit Platters and More. She said, Naomi, you've got to go into Gourmet Glatt because they are having this amazing, amazing pasta tasting. And I'm like always very hesitant. And I made contact with them. Or Javi actually sent me an email and we discussed that. Chaya Frischman sent me and whatever. So we have Javi in the studio. We're going to have a pasta tasting. When did you start this company?
Well, my son is turning 17 Kinahara, so this Tishrei, it's going to be 17 years.
Wow.
Most of our business has been food service, caterers, restaurants, but now Baruch Hashem, we're really coming out really strong with our retail line.
Yeah.
And we're very proud.
Wow. So the you know you're good if the caterers are coming to you.
We actually had a blind tasting with our non-kosher competitors, and we won. So we're really, really confident in our line.
Oh, that's terrific. Oh, really? I am so excited to try some of this pasta. Can we get into this now?
Of course.
Okay, and I just want to mention that I believe you told me that your pastas are Chal V'Yisrael, so that's awesome. You're getting every single marketing, in there, and you've also got a Parv line, which is great. And Miriam El Wallach, our amazing station manager, we had met earlier on, and she said to Javi that, what was it, the tortellini with chicken left over from Shabbos, a brand new delicious pasta dish recreated from Shabbos leftovers. So
perfect.
If Miriam's giving it the thumbs up, she gives it to her kids. It's a staple in her house. So that was really great. I was so excited for you.
Thank
you.
Told
you that. Okay, so are we ready to try a little bit of our pastas?
Definitely.
My ADD. Where can I get this stuff?
Okay, your ADD. Gourmet Glatt. This is going to be...
Is it frozen or is it
frozen.
fresh?
So Javi's going to talk a little bit about this. It's available in Gourmet Glatt, and we're going to do the What's for Dinner segment now. And I'm actually going to call it What's for Lunch, because Friday afternoon in my house, right, kids come home at 12:30 and they're like, what's for lunch? So what's for dinner now is going to be called What's for Lunch, and we're going to have a bag of Javi's frozen amazing New York pasta, right? And she's going to give us some to try now, and this is the segment by Gourmet Glatt, and we're going to try some of her delicious amazing pasta. How do I prepare this pasta?
It is so simple and easy. All you do is boil the water, take any of the 7 flavors out of the freezer, put it in for literally 7 minutes. At home, I put my timer on for 7 minutes, and voila. Dinner's ready.
Okay, great. How many different flavors, varieties
do you have? 7 retail items. We have pizza ravioli, cheese ravioli, spinach and cheese, mushroom. We have gnocchi. We have tortellini products.
Oh, I love gnocchi. Oh, I've only had it fresh. I'm so curious to know what it's going to taste like.
Oh, it's fabulous. You're going to love it.
Okay, great. All right, so do you want to pass them out for us all to try? We have a whole gourmet team, and from that...
And we have the wine to go with it.
And Jay is going to pair some of the wines here. With some of this wines, we're going to have to share a little bit of...
If I may, which is the lightest of the 3? You have 3 varieties?
You got to taste each one. They're all fabulous.
Yeah, but we go into tasting
order. You're saying with the wine.
Which is the lightest
this one is a pizza ravioli and Alfredo sauce.
Okay.
This one's a cheese ravioli and marinara. And this one's a tomato tortellini and pesto.
So I think we should start with the pizza ravioli in... the
Alfredo sauce.
Perfect. And we're going to start with a white wine. The white wine here is Montefiore Colombard Chardonnay, which is a varietal blend. And let's give it a shot.
Okay, nice. Terrific. All right. So everyone's taking, we take our turns. We're going to be, everyone's taking a little bit of ravioli. How exciting is this? CK, we get to eat again. Okay, we got a nice full house. We don't always have so much fun on the show. Yes, we do, don't we? Oh, for me? Okay, great. Now, I cannot... So, Javi's explained about her delicious pasta. Now, why don't you talk about your amazing, delicious wine that you've got? I don't know which one of you is going to pipe up there. Okay, Jay?
Do that?
Okay.
Everybody makes a joke about it in the office that I like whites better than reds.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is exactly for what Javi, right? Is what she's doing. These kinds of foods are everyday foods for everyday people all the time, and they still are wonderfully gourmet. So you can have these on Tuesday night or Wednesday night or Thursday night, not just when you're having the mechatanim over, you know? And when you do that, you don't want a heavy, rich, killer wine. You want something that's easily accessible and easily drinkable with something that's delicious. And from what I'm smelling, it must be delicious. So what we're going to do is...
This is delicious, Javi.
Thank you. That's our newest item.
Okay, what was in this one?
It's a pizza ravioli.
It's a pizza ravioli, and Jay's going to pour me some wine. You know that, everyone, I'm in heaven, right? You know, we say somewhere in the world it's already Shabbat. That's why we can drink at 9 something in the morning.
And by the way, I don't know if you could see this. You could see this, right? This is made for spitting, if you'd like.
Oh, no.
And it's not considered rude. It's just what we do in the business. You know?
Okay.
So what you do is you first smell the wine.
Okay, everyone.
And then what I'd like to do is actually smell the...
Smells very good.
I think there's a good combination here. Do that.
I'm going to smell. Yeah, I'm smelling each one. Okay.
Wow, this pasta smell is just fabulous.
What a beautiful compliment to
Nice
each other.
creamy.
Okay.
You know?
I'm going to try this. Baruch atah Hashem v'chlam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
This is amazing. Oh my gosh. We get to drink a lot of wines together over the years, right? 2 years we're doing this, Jay. This is outstanding. And we are drinking it in a glass. I cannot
I
stand
finally brought you glasses.
Yeah.
They're here to stay.
Okay, I'll take them home, wash them, and bring them back. These are outstanding. This is so good. Did you try some? Everyone in the studio is having a drink.
Delicious.
Moshe, you're drinking? Very nice. Okay, Josh, we're drinking? Okay. Did you have pasta? Okay, everyone has to partake of the feast today. This is outstanding. Okay.
I'm a big technical guy, you know, like education and technicalities and stuff. Could you tell me a little bit about what differentiates, what makes your pasta? I'm not sure I'm getting into trouble here.
Go
But
on.
what makes it special? What makes it different? What makes it?
Sure. Well,
He's
first of
taking
all,
my interview notes.
I see. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Jay and I, we're buddies, man.
Well, actually, we're a small family-owned business. I work with my husband, Baruch Hashem, and that's a great experience. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Lucky. That's great. It's a real bracha.
Baruch Hashem.
Okay.
So you get the special attention that the product deserves, that the customer deserves. You know, most companies are really large. They don't respond to the customer's emails. We personally respond to every email that we receive, every phone call we receive. And we do food demos. You know, basically, we really back up our product line because we're really confident in it. It's a great item. We're proud of it. It has special customer service. We're also the only Chalav Yisrael ravioli really on the market that's high-end gourmet.
And it is that I'm tasting the and you know I told you at the beginning I was always a little skeptical about buying
pasta.
frozen because I've been spoiled. I've had handmade pasta in Israel and Italy.
Right.
This is right up there. And I'm not just saying it. It's
Well,
it's-
thank
You know,
you.
what I love about what I taste here is Jews in general. I hope I'm not going to get killed for this.
Let's brace ourselves.
Way overcooked their pastas, you know?
Yes,
and
way
this one
overcooked.
is perfectly al dente. And I think, and it's easy to remember because it's 7 and 7. You have 7 types for
So
7
quick and
minutes.
easy.
Right.
It's really great. And if you time it right and you don't overdo it, I remember that we sell a pasta for Pesach, which is made out of,
Who's geffen, right?
yeah, which is made out of like potato starch.
Yeah.
But if you cook it 1 second too long and you
have-
don't like immediately put water on it, it's like mush. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But this is like so perfectly cooked.
Thank you.
This was delicious.
Go.
Okay,
Just to answer your
Moshe.
question on the
Can we hear him?
difference
We're good, ZK?
Yeah,
of
Thank
the pasta. Basically, what you put in is what you get, and we basically choose the best ingredients there is, starting from the cheese. We use a whole milk ricotta and pistata, which is nice and creamy.
Do you
when
make
cook
your
it up.
own cheese?
We actually could not find Chalav Yisrael cheese, and we had to go to a plant and bring in our milk, kosher it, and do a full load
So
of
you do your own
16,000
run.
pounds.
You do your own
When
run.
we need to, yes, we do that.
Wonderful.
And everything we put in, we have a par portobello mushroom ravioli. It's just mushrooms, garlic, onions sautéed with a little bit of salt and pepper and a little flavor. And when you cook it up, that's what you taste. It's good food is simple.
Right.
And this is just we put in the best ingredients as
right.
possible.
That's what I think the key to making something as outstanding as your product is fresh ingredients. And I can feel literally. I know it sounds good. I can feel the love. You got it's a food of love. You between you guys and the food and
We call it a comfort food.
a comfort food. Oh, that was delicious. And the,
Little bit.
that was really great together with the wine. That was a really great combination. Okay, I'm going to have to keep the show a little bit moving because we have so much to say.
So this wine, by the
Okay.
way, Arnold just handed me. Robert Parker, who's the guru, the head, most amazing wine writer everybody listens to, said the following: "From my first impression, the style seemed to be lean to elegant and harmonious. There are graceful wines. These are graceful wines, not bombastic wines that are a pleasure to drink." So it goes along with this kind of creamy. There's no overpowering. It's delicious. Lots of different flavors in your pasta, but without like knocking your socks off. So it's really quite a nice lunch or dinner for the whole family kind of thing.
Quick, easy, and inexpensive.
And you're hearing this from Jay Buchsbaum, Marketing Director of Royal Wine. So he knows his food. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. The next pasta to the next wine. Okay, so what have we got here? And then you're going to talk about this pasta, and then I'm going to ask you both to talk about the next red wine.
Sure. This is our classic cheese ravioli. This is actually our top-selling item. But the
Okay.
pizza is new, and that's coming really close.
Yeah, that was really delicious. It had like a butternut squash texture. I don't know why, maybe because like orangish, but it was really good. Okay, so everyone's passing themselves around another piece of ravioli. Ravioli, it's almost like a dumpling made out of, right? It's
We call it kreplach.
kreplach. Okay,
It's like the Italian version
There
of
you go.
kreplach.
Yeah, you're from
Kreplach.
down under, so you call it dumpling.
No, we call it kreplach because I'm
from Williamsburg.
we're from Poland, from down under, Okay, so we have like this kreplach, and I'm going to actually break it open. So people who are actually watching the show on NachumSiegel.com right now live this morning, or you can catch our show on the app or on iTunes. You can watch it on YouTube on Nachum Siegel Net, and you just find out our show. Okay, so I'm going to break this open. I could have used a knife. Yeah, that would have been great if I had a knife. I'm just going to
What
pat
about
it with
two
my fingers.
forks? If you have two
I'm
forks,
licking my fingers. Smells wonderful. The taste of I just licked my finger. That robust tomato flavor. If you ask me what your favorite food in the world is, it will not be chocolate. It's tomatoes. I have this obsession with tomatoes. And the little look I just had there, it is bursting with tomato flavor. Okay, so inside we have this. What's in here? Ricotta?
Whole milk ricotta.
Whole milk ricotta. Oh, whole milk. You had me at whole milk. I don't know why we all drink skim milk. Whole milk.
Boy,
is the
am I
best.
with you on that.
Whole milk, man. I love whole milk in my coffee.
I don't tell Brenda, but when she says go out and get 2%, and then I bring back whole milk,
milk.
say what happened? I made a mistake. Sorry.
I drank whole milk till I was like 30, and then I had to switch because it was getting too fattening. But okay, so this is whole milk ricotta ravioli,
Just
and
don't tell Brenda.
Okay, I hope she's not watching
I hope
today.
not.
Okay, hope she is. Okay, all right. So what have we got here, gentlemen?
We've got a blend, which is a Malbec, Shiraz, and Petit Syrah. It's got a little spiciness to it, and a little bit more complexity, a little bit more richer. You can even, obviously it's a red, not a white, and you could see the deep color, the deep dark color, and so that should stand up well, or we really don't want to call it stand up. We really want to call it in harmony well with the richer flavors of your saucy pasta here. I will say that this is the first time in Israeli modern wine history that we have what we call a negociant winery, which means that what Arnon and the Montefiore family have done is they search for the best wines available from other wineries. They have their own winemaker that goes in and actually aids and assists in making the wine in somebody else's winery, but picks out the best that they have to offer, and that's what they call a negociant. Now, French wine people have been doing it for hundreds of years. This is the first time it's being done. So what you're getting is not just a great winery, but the best of the great wineries in Israel when you're buying Montefiore wines.
Oh, that's incredible. Have you bought some of the wines in before to us?
No,
the
this is
Montefiore?
brand spanking new.
Brand spanking
And
new.
so you are actually introducing it for the first time. I'm not kidding.
Right here
This
on
is-
Nachum Siegel
exactly.
Network.
This
Table
is
for
really the
two with
first
Naomi
time.
Nachman, right here.
So everybody
Aren't you guys glad,
put your
Catherine,
nose
that
in
you're joining
there.
us today?
we're
your
privileged.
We're
nose in
swirling.
there.
We're smelling it. What smells are we looking for? What hints of overtures
I
and
think you're getting.
Jay has a more.
I think you're
very
getting a little
distinctive
bit of overripe cherries,
Yeah. I wish my daughter was here. My daughter Gabriella has
a little
an amazing
bit of,
smell.
of anise, licorice kind of smell, even brown and black licorice.
Okay.
And you're getting some alcohol too.
Yeah, I'm
Little
smelling
bit,
the
little
alcohol.
pronounced
Yeah, yeah.
alcohol. I'm just wondering, what is the...
Okay, Jay's going to read the
Percentage.
back, and I love reading the back of the. Does it have the story on the back of the wine? I love to read the back of the wine bottles because it always has a beautiful story about the wine and the winemaker. I like to know what I'm eating, where I'm eating it from.
This
Maybe
is
you can do that on your
14%
pasta.
alcohol. My guess is that it's probably more like 14.3, which is allowed. And my guess is that...
Allowed?
Yeah, meaning in America you can put a designation of alcohol as long as it's within 0.5% of the reality of what it's exactly.
Oh, okay.
So this is 14. I'll bet you it's closer to 14 and a half. But I will tell you what that means is that when the fruit was harvested, it was very dense, very rich, very thick, probably a little bit, I don't want to call it overripe, but very ripe. So it's really rich and wonderful in the mouth.
Tell them what you're doing. He's not being not polite. He is slurping for a reason and spitting for a reason. He is aerating his wine through his teeth. See, I have learnt something.
You're
all
going to
these.
take over from me.
Yeah, you're taking over from me. Oh, I'll get right back at you.
I hear you.
He's
I like that.
He's we've been doing a lot of shows together. We've both learned a lot from each other. But Jay's was aerating it, helping the wine get with the oxygen and just bringing out all the flavors. Did I do it right?
Absolutely, because when you suck the air through the little wine that you have in the center of your mouth, it actually aerates it even more. And not only that, excuse my full
He's
mouth,
eating.
just too delicious. Also, different parts of your tongue have different sized taste buds.
Yep.
So you want to kind of move the wine around in all parts of your taste buds. And by the way, I believe that has to. You should do the same thing with your food. I mean, you don't have to look like a disgusting, animal doing it, but very demurely, try to get it all over your tongue so that you can get all the different flavors that are going on. And boy, you've got great flavors going on in this pasta.
Can we just talk
in this
about
crepe?
this? Is really outstanding. The wine was
Great.
outstanding. Can we just talk about, and as I said, the tomato sauce? Why is this? Tell me why this is so good.
It's actually the pasta that's terrific.
Right, the pasta is great. No, don't get me wrong, but I'm a big into sauce.
Well, the
Okay,
truth is
what-
that my
what-
kids only like one brand.
Okay,
And every demo we use, that's the brand we use.
okay. So what brand is it? Let's.
Frescordi.
Okay, great. Let's give them a shout out. I've always been a big fan of
It's owned by
Geffen.
OSM.
I have.
by Osam, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's
It has
Israel.
the least amount of pieces.
Yeah, I hate
and
pieces.
It has a great flavor.
I'm-
That's the only one my kids will eat.
Okay, no, it's good to know. I'm a big fan of Geffen marinara, the classic. That is my favorite. I have 10 jars at my house at any one time. But it's nice to have tried something new and to add something new into my shopping list. That was really good.
Right?
Really great combination. It didn't outweigh the cheese, but it still had
Right,
the
it really
nice.
complements our cheese ravioli.
Yeah, it was well done. Okay, so let's.
Interestingly enough, that
Yeah.
first of all, Montefiore is originally in the 1800s. The original Moses Montefiore was from Tuscany. So you're talking about pasta with red sauce. My goodness, what a better combination than that is. And Robert Parker says that this wine has a sensual texture with fruit-forward intensity of flavor and also graceful, harmonious feel. So it's got that fruit-forwardness that you need to stand up to this delicious pasta sauce, but yet it's got a graceful feel to it that's greatly balanced with what's inside the crepe itself, or the, what do you call it?
Ravioli.
The ravioli.
Ravioli.
Itself, right.
I like to say ravioli.
Menegot stuffed shells.
Oh, yum. Okay, have you got some of that over there?
We do. We have plenty.
Okay, great. So let's bring it on because you've got some fantastic wines to keep going with. So what are we going to be eating now,
Well,
Javi?
now we have a tomato tortellini. What's great about the tortellini is that it's parve and it could be served room temperature. So it's great for Shabbos afternoon, Shalosh Shudas. My kids take the extras for lunch.
Oh, Shalashittas.
perfect.
It's that time of the year where you've got to come up with, when you write your menus for Shabbos, I don't know, I do mine usually on Tuesday and I'm a little crazy because I have a
the
busy
same
week and
way.
Friday, you know where I am. Well, I spilt my wine. That's why we have a tablecloth on. I write my menus on Tuesday because I'm busy on Friday and I always got to think now Shalashittas.
I'm the same way. Every Tuesday I make my menu. Wednesday I do my baking, and Thursday I do my cooking.
Okay,
You know what's
there
wonderful
go.
about this, especially this time of year? Shalosh Shudas is so late. So you really are hungry by the time Shalosh Shudas rolls around. And if you can serve this cool, like, take it out of the refrigerator maybe after lunch or an hour or two after lunch, that makes it even better.
That's great. That was really, it's pesto.
We put on a pesto sauce.
My kids are obsessed with pesto. So that
My
was real.
kids too.
That was really delicious.
There's so
what's
many ways.
inside of here? What's inside?
This one's a tomato filling, but we also have a cheese filling.
Is this is parve?
This is totally parve.
Wonderful. I'm seeing chicken salad for lunch. This is with pesto chicken salad with tortellini.
There are so
Is this
many
a
ways
different
to
wine?
prepare this.
Yes.
Okay, Jay's pouring a different wine. Hold on, I'm spilling mine into the garbage can. Right next to. Okay.
You could tell she's drinking too much these days.
Who? Me?
No, I didn't say anything.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I have to drive home, and still cook for Shabbos, so we're not drinking
ZK
too
will
much.
drive you home.
Yeah.
We're taking your keys away.
Okay, I'm. All right, I'm good. All right, so talk to us about the wine that we're having with this delicious.
Well, this wine.
Tortellini?
Do you want to say anything about this wine? Arnon?
Okay, Arnon, it's you, mate.
Actually, it's a different wine that we're producing specially for the American market, because Montefiore idea is to make wines of which are only Mediterranean varietals. And unfortunately, Cabernet Sauvignon is not exactly Mediterranean varietals, but it's very...
Is it French?
It's European,
European.
yeah, and also American. But generally speaking, we make these wines because there is a demand for Cabernet Sauvignon wines. And what I want to mention about the Montefiore family is that if you just cut the name of Montefiore to two, Monte in Italian is mountain and Fiori is flowering. So basically the family names is a flowering mountain. And if you look at the coat of arms of the Montefiore family, you can see the flowers that he mentioned from Tuscany. You can see the deer which represents Israel. You can see the lion which presents Jerusalem. We have the cedar tree, which is actually what was the roof of Bet HaMikdash was built of. And there's a lot of Jewish symbols coming up into this.
Can I have a bottle?
Sure.
I just want to hold it up to the camera to the people who are watching the show, as we are broadcasting here. This is some of the symbols. Semel, right? Semel is a symbol.
Yeah, it's a symbol of the family. It's the symbol of the family.
Montefiore, have you got that, ZK? It's beautiful. Okay.
And I want to use the opportunity that people are listening when you're coming next to Jerusalem. We'll be happy to host you in our tasting room near the windmill in Mishkenot Sha'ananim.
Okay. I'll book my ticket this afternoon.
No problem.
From a point of view of a wine and foodie crazy guy like me, if you smell this wine, it's not as aggressive as
No.
the last wine we had, and it's really is perfect. Also, the aromas of your, what is this ravioli?
Tortellini.
The tortellini is not as aggressive in aromas as well as that big, beautiful red wine, red sauce that you had. So let's see how it tastes together.
This is fantastic. I like this one. What was this? Was this this was the Cabernet?
Cabernet.
This is a really nice Cabernet. This is beautiful. Okay, Jay's having a little chew and swallow there. This is. I like this one a little bit better than the first red that you gave us.
I do too, but I think it's a little bit. Don't tell the boss I said this. I think it's a little bit too rich for this dish. I would go back to the white for this as well. But
Go
this
back
is
to the
quite
white,
delicious.
but this
yeah.
no right. You'd go back to the white. So I this is delicious. I like it with the cheese one, right? You had.
That would be great too.
I saw Arnon was having it with.
I think either of those reds would be great with the cheese one. Yeah.
This is great. This is really delicious. Okay, moving right along. Okay, we've got like 10 minutes left, guys. Time flies.
What am I going to do for the next 10 minutes? Just eat?
Yeah, we're going to eat. Have you got more pasta?
Plenty.
We got plenty of pastas. Plenty of. Have we got more wines, Jay? We did 3 wines today, right? Okay, so Javi, tell us what we're about to eat now.
That's it.
Okay, great. All right, perfect. Okay, so can we try one of those? All right, we've got a different wine we're going to try, and we're going to try some of the pasta. Can we just talk about
Mushroom.
the mushroom? Do we have the mushroom?
We have a mushroom ravioli.
Can we do the mushroom ravioli?
Sure.
Because we love mushrooms. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to try that. Okay. All right, we're getting that ready, and Jay's opening yet another bottle of wine for us today. Okay, Wonderful. Okay, we're just figuring it all out. Which pasta to serve and which wine to serve. Okay. Couple of questions for our wonderful pasta makers. I don't know. Is there a name for a pasta maker? Like, what did we learn about a winemaker's call today? Miriam Wallach, our station manager, said winemaker, and then she had I said winemaker, and she shouted out vintage. What did she say? Say it again. A vintner.
Right.
There you go. And so we're learning all our proper terms today. So is there a pasta maker? Is there a proper term for pasta maker?
Is there a proper term?
Chef. Okay. So
Pastarone.
pastarone. Oh, this is great. Have you ever made pasta from scratch?
I haven't personally,
Okay. You have?
but
It's
my
cool,
husband
right?
has, yes.
There's a little bit of a difference in taste and texture, but it's definitely, this is like the if you're not making it by hand yourself, this is the pasta to go to. It's really delicious. Who comes up with all the filling ideas?
Oh, my.
Really?
He's more of the chef. I like more of the baking.
We experiment.
Can you hear him, ZK? Okay. Whoops. We can hear the glasses banging. Okay.
Yeah, we experiment in the kitchen, and and come up with some different flavors and different things. When I sell to caterers, I get feedback from them what they would like, what they want.
Oh, that's great.
Because besides our retail line, we have an extensive food service line that we sell to all the caterers and restaurants all over the country in the kosher industry.
That's fantastic. That's great. So you are available, let's talk about, besides being available in the amazing Gourmet Glut in Cedarhurst, where else are you available? Let's give some shout outs to some of the supermarkets, not only in New York, but are you out of New York? I've got listeners in Virginia and in South Carolina, kosher listeners. So where are you located?
I would say in all kosher outlets that are out there, like we have a distributor in California, in Florida, we're selling to Baltimore, all over the country.
So wherever there's a kosher supermarket, they can find.
Usually, yes.
Okay, wonderful.
But I'm gonna support him on this because
Yeah?
we have a similar problem sometimes.
Okay.
You take a wine like Montefiore, okay? It's brand new. It's not out everywhere, but it is available distribution-wise everywhere. And if you go into your local, better retailer for wines, kosher wines, even if he doesn't have it, you can say with assurance, go talk to your local distributor. He can get it for you. I want you to get it for me. So, what is it? Pasta Authority.
New York Pasta Authority.
New York Pasta Authority. Don't be afraid to go into your local kosher, supply, retailer, wherever you are, whether it's in Atlanta or California or even San Francisco, and say, get it for me. And
Right.
they will get it for you.
Right. They're always happy to look for new, great, and especially with high quality items. And I'm going to give a shout out to Abels and Hyman because they have the best glut kosher hot dogs out there, which is really nice. They must be the best because they were in Met's City Field last week when I bought my hot dogs. They were Abels and Hyman. You've got an excellent product there. Your product is absolutely fantastic. I know Gourmet Glut, they're right in the heart of a Jewish community in Cedarhurst, and they have your product and all the other amazing products. But if you are out of town, as Jay said, go speak to the manager. They're only too happy to bring, wonderful products to their shelves.
And the last wine
Oh, one more
that
wine.
we're tasting, you already have it in your glass,
Oh,
is a
great.
Petit Syrah. Now, there's a big mistake that's often made with Petit Syrah amongst many wine drinkers, and that is they think it's the same as Shiraz or Syrah. It is not.
Okay.
It is an entirely different grape. It may come from, one day, who knows, from a similar background, but it is a different background. And this Petit Syrah is, if you put it to your nose, it's
smell
not
it?
quite as aggressive and as big in flavor and aromas as I'm talking in your nose as the last two reds that you tasted. And
I'm going to smell it. I'm going to see what you're smelling. Okay, I'm going to have a woof. I smell alcohol. Right? Am I smelling a stronger alcohol sense than...
no,
No? Okay.
no, actually, let's see. This Petit Syrah is actually, you see that this Petit Syrah is 13% alcohol.
So it's less than the
It
other
was
one.
actually less than the other one.
Okay, interesting.
And this is a beautifully balanced, graceful, and silky. This is not me speaking.
Okay, yeah,
This
who are
is
you
Robert
quoting?
Parker,
Okay, Jay's quoting. He's reading from a quote that he'd
the
like
wine
to share.
advocate. This is a beautifully balanced. By the way, this guy who writes this This is the only kosher wines that he writes about French, Italian, and California wines. He rarely writes about kosher wines. So when he does,
You know
he's-
you're the best, right?
And he's looking at it from the general point of view, not like the kosher category.
You
And
must
this is
be
what he
so
says about
excited.
this.
That's great.
This is beautifully balanced, graceful, and silky. Overall, is quite lovely. A wine that will grow on you at the table. I like it more as it aired out. So,
Okay.
don't be afraid to do a lot of this kind of stuff. Are you looking? Here you go, ZK. Can you see that? And what that does is, by the way, I teach this to people
And
all
talk
the time.
about the legs. Throw in the legs thing.
So if you take a look, I don't know how
Can you
good the
zoom-
camera
yeah.
is, but you see these
Dripping.
driplets that are coming down the side as you did that. The more the driplets, the thicker or more viscous the wine is, and you'll have that viscosity, that fullness on the palate.
What does viscous mean for Alice?
Fullness, rich, more
Flavor?
body. More body, not
More
not
body.
flavor, body.
Now, what does that mean to wine? Okay, give him a microphone.
It mainly presents the potential of aging for this wine. It's a wine which has been grown up for 14 months in French and half American oak before the final blending and bottling. And it means that this wine can age for a long time. It's a wine which will be in its peak at least 6 to 7 years from today.
In the bottle.
Sure.
Uh-huh. So the longer it sits
So
in that
if you
bottle, the better.
if you let it breathe now, like what Jay just did, so it's opening up faster. But this shows the potential. It has nice tannins and it's a very silky and smooth wines.
Okay, can we tell our listeners what tannins are? Do you want to explain that, Jay? I know a lot of people have heard a lot of our shows, but we have new listeners every
Tannin
week.
is an acid, actually. It's a little molecule that is naturally present in wine. And there's something called long tannins and short tannins. If they're short tannins, it means they're very tiny and they're more aggressively tasted. The tannins never disappear. The same amount of tannins always remain in the wine. But as in rock candy, for example, as the wine ages, the tannins connect to each other, and as a result, they feel softer. They're called long tannins because they're chains, and they feel softer as you drink them. And so this wine is much more aggressive right now, much more acidic, if you will, or structured, if you will. You really feel it. As time goes on, this wine will become more smoother and rounder and just more wonderful.
Okay, and can we just talk about
The
tannins?
alcoholic just walked in. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Tannins are only found in red wines. For some reason, they're not.
No, it's not true.
Really? Everyone
right.
always tells me that you only find tannins in red wine and not
No,
in
you
white
find-
wine.
you find tannins in
or
white
maybe
wines
it's the
too.
legs, right?
No,
There's
you
no
find them both.
Really?
You can find them both.
You can, but it's more. You can see
There's
them
more
better
tannins
in
in red wines because white wines generally, they take the juice off the skins early on in the fermentation process. And there's more extraction of the tannic acids from the skins in reds because they leave the skins with the juice for a much longer period of time, sometimes as much as 3 weeks. Usually, several days or even several hours. But with white wines, often you get just the free run with just a little bit of skin contact. So you have less tannins, it's true. You'll have generally less tannins in white wines, generally. There are exceptions. And those exceptions are what they call surly. And if you have another 3 hours of, Erev Shabbos thing,
Yeah, no,
we'll
we've
get
got
into
about
that.
a minute and 20 seconds left of our show today. What an action-packed show we had today. We started off with Leah Shapira, a cookbook author of a Dairy
I want to
Made
get that
Easy.
cookbook. I heard about it. It's fantastic.
I know, she's that good. And she, some of these wines would go amazing with this. Hi, guys, over there, the Katzmans over there. Hello. Thank you, all the way on the other side of the table over that we've got over here. Thank you so much for joining us today. We had a few little bumps along the way getting our pasta heated up, but I think we did a pretty good job and we didn't blow down the studio, blow up the fuses. Doesn't smell too much. We have a tablecloth on.
Smells great. You
when
kidding me?
Yeah, when I knock the wine over it, we got it. We'll just be able to roll up our tablecloth. So thank you really everyone for joining us today. It's been a
Thank
really
you for having us.
Thank you very much for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much for
and
coming in from Israel.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank you again, and I wish Shabbat Shalom to everybody.
Thank you, and they'll be able to buy their wine.
But he's not single. He's married. Just let everybody know, okay? Not available.
Jay, you're always a laugh.
He's taking care of me.
Oh no, he's the best. He's the best. Okay, so you can buy his wines at your local wine shop soon. Yes, we're available already.
Already, just remember, it's Montefiore wines. There are 5 varieties, 1 white, and the rest are 4.
Okay, thank you very much. And you can look for the amazing New York Pasta Authority in your kosher local
Freezer.
kosher supermarkets in the freezer section. This has been Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Abels and Hyman. We taste better. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. See you next week in Gourmet Glatt. Our music is sponsored by our friends at Kedem. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom. Happy eating.